Amigos de TvAgro, bienvenidos a Granja Casúa. Nos encontramos hoy en el municipio de Subachoque.
Friends of TvAgro, welcome to the Kasua farm. We are in the municipality of Subachoque. The term Kasua is a Muisca word that means fenced off from the sun. Today I'm going to talk about a fundamental part of the economy of the municipality of Subachoque, that is, the agricultural sector. In this case, we will talk about the agricultural part since they are developing several projects related to organic gardens like the ones we have here.
En esta, nosotros hacemos un desarrollo totalmente de huerta.
Here, a complete development of organic garden is carried out. For this reason, only organic fertilizers that are developed right here are used and range from the transformation of organic and residual matter from the Californian redworm,
La cual sacamos dos abonos, abonos líquidos y abonos sólidos, que son los que utilizamos posteriormente.
In this way, two fertilizers, the first in a liquid state and the second already in a solid state. Those that we latter use in the places that we allocate for planting and that we call beds, the same ones that can be seen here.
Podemos hacerlo también con algunos frutales. Y otro taller.
In this space, workshops are carried out in which our visitors learn, acquire knowledge, specifically in the plantation of vegetables, and it can also be done with some trees that produce fruit. Another workshop that we have on the farm is to plant native trees.
En lo cual recurrimos a los viveros cercanos para adquirir plantas.
When looking at the savanna, we can find many foreign trees, and with the activities we do here, what we want is to recover the native forests, and that is why we resort to nearby nurseries, acquiring plants that are native to the region. What are the workshops we do? The workshops that are given are, among others, the vegetable garden. In this, they will learn to manage organic fertilizers so that any visitor, whether from schools or companies who want to know how to plant a garden at home, can do it.
Gente que tiene espacios muy pequeños y no pueden ser grandes productores.
And can have the knowledge to do so. In these activities, we work hand in hand with people from the region, people who have small spaces and therefore do not become large producers. In these activities, we work hand in hand with people from the region, people who have small spaces and therefore do not become large producers.
En esa tarea lo que hacemos son talleres sencillos. Enseñamos cómo hacer un semillero.
We simply teach them that in small spaces we can also carry out the task of producing healthy vegetables that do not require. We simply teach them that in small spaces we can also carry out the task of producing healthy vegetables that do not require chemical products. They are free from chemical products. In this task, we do simple workshops, so we teach, first, how to plant the bushes that are born called seedlings. Second, they are moved to the spaces designated for their development, a dedicated place so that they have almost perfect growth and thus reach an adequate and optimal size for the harvest time. To achieve all this, all we need is to use the resources that the land itself produces. Additionally, water is needed, an element that is essential for the development of all crops. As these activities are carried out in an open field, we have the advantage of having the presence of the sun to help us. Our visitors learn all this and more. They leave with all the knowledge of what we can do on the land. Then we see each of the stages of the production of chemical-free organic vegetables.
Nuestros abonos aquí los producimos a partir del proceso que realiza la lombriz roja californiana.
We produce our fertilizers from the process carried out by the Californian redworm, which has a scientific name, Asania foretnia.
Los elementos orgánicos necesarios para transformar. ¿A qué me refiero de esos elementos? En los restaurantes.
What happens is that organic elements are collected to transform them, and when I speak of elements, I mean those that come out of restaurants that are organic materials that are discarded. We collect it and accumulate it in a suitable place, where we already have the Californian redworm and where it carries out its work. Additionally, we collect the grass that is mowed and add animal droppings such as from rabbits and sheep. These last elements are the ones that will provide hydrogen and food for the redworms, so they can do their job of producing the fertilizer.
Que van a aportar hidrógeno y alimento para las lombrices. La lombriz roja californiana.
Californian redworms are characterized by their rapid production, but to guarantee excellent reproduction, they need to have food, space, and water. As long as they have these elements, the worm will reproduce a lot. After this, it will begin to transform all organic matter that we have in this space.
Toda la materia orgánica que nosotros tengamos. Posteriormente,
Subsequently, what is done is to collect part of the liquid that comes out of what the worm itself produces. This liquid can come out through a part of the space dedicated to them, and what comes out solid is what is known as solid organic fertilizer, and it is also used.
Ese abono posteriormente lo utilizamos en las camas. ¿Qué hay que tener en cuenta de la lombriz roja californiana? Es un animal que se está reproduciendo cada...
We must bear in mind that the Californian redworm is an animal that lays eggs every 7 days, and each worm produces 7 more worms. So you can imagine how much fertilizer we can process, how much organic matter is processed without having to send it to the garbage, but rather that with this we can do a useful job.
Dentro de las hortalizas que nosotros cultivamos acá, y que recuerde que lo hacemos como ejercicio de talleres con las personas que nos visitan.
Within the vegetables that we grow here and are used as an exercise in workshops with the people who visit us, we can produce different kinds of lettuce, such as red and green crisp lettuce.
Producimos espinaca, producimos cebollas, producimos...
We also produce spinach, onions, and other kinds of lettuce that are used in our restaurants.
Adicional, cuando cumplen su tiempo de cosecha y no las hemos utilizado en cocina, las podemos llevar a alimento para nuestros animales.
Additionally, when they reach their harvest time and we have not used it in our kitchen, we can use them as food for our farm animals. In addition, they can be placed as organic waste for worms.
Y aparte de eso, es un alimento importante especialmente para los faisanes.
In some cases, we use them to feed our pheasants, a species of bird that feeds on a lot of plant matter. Thanks to this, we do not waste any of that organic material that we have left from growing vegetables.
Otra de las etapas que está en el proceso del desarrollo de Granja Casúa es el trabajo con frutales.
Another of the stages that is in the development process of the Casua farm is the work with fruit trees, and in this area we are talking specifically about strawberries, blueberries and goldenberry. The purpose goes a little further than simply growing it. The idea is to go one step further, an industrial process that allows us.
¿De qué se trata? Es que podamos, a partir de esos frutales, obtener mermeladas, conservas.
From these fruit trees to obtain jams, preservatives and wines. In the region, these types of activities are beginning to be developed more and more. Therefore, what is required is to enable people to take advantage of spaces, even if they are small, to develop activities that can have high productivity. When developing projects,
que nos parece que si no tenemos espacios grandes no lo vamos a poder hacer.
It seems that they are big. In not so wide spaces, perhaps we think that we will not have a good production. But really, in very small spaces we can achieve the development of many things. The important thing is that the farmers, the natives of Supachoque,
pueda conocer que esos procesos se pueden realizar. Es lo que estamos trabajando.
can know that these processes can be carried out and that they are developing at the moment. The idea is to have greater productivity in small and large spaces, regardless of the great advantages that majority producers have. Helping small producers to become aware and strengthen the idea that good production can also be achieved in small spaces, we will have a great change.
Bueno, amigos de TvAgro, es un gusto haber compartido esta información con ustedes. Esperamos que nos visiten, estamos en Subachoque.
Well, friends of TvAgro, it is a pleasure to have shared this information with you, and we hope you will visit us. We are in Subachoque, 40 minutes from Bogota. You can also visit us through our social networks. We're relatively close, and we can gladly assist you. Thank you.
Gracias.